Yeah, this is Pop Blue Note here at the Runners Marathon headquarters. And I'm speaking to Joe Marino, who is the race director not only for the Firecracker Run on the 4th of July and also the Freedom Run. Joe, what year is this for the marathon?
This is our 25th anniversary.
25 years. Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, at the beginning, what made you drive to bring the marathon to the Quad Cities? I mean, I know there's other marathons in Chicago and Des Moines and that. What gave you the thought of bringing all these top runners and local runners to the Quad Cities?
Well, 25 years ago, even before that, there wasn't a marathon here in the Quad Cities, and we all had to travel everywhere else to do a marathon. Chicago, Twin Cities, St. Louis, Indianapolis, Kansas City. You see this big circle, and here we are in the middle without a marathon. So I thought, let's get one started. Let's see if it survives. Usually after 2 or 3 years, you can tell if it's going to make it. And here we are, 25 years later.
Cool. And you should be proud because not only do you have the volunteers behind you supporting you, but you have the local runners and the local community supporting you also. So with that thought, how when the city of Moline says, okay, we're going to close the streets and you got to do your thing to set up, how much of a work is that?
It's a tremendous undertaking. I mean, if you can imagine the Milwaukee Marathon, Lakefront Marathon, they have one city council, one police department, one to work with. We have multiple agencies. We have the DOTs, the 2 states, the military installation on the island, the 4 municipalities, the railroad commissions, the bridge commissions. We've got so many entities, and they're all so many moving parts to make it happen. And fortunately for us, they all work well with us and support us very well.
Now, speaking of the island, for the runners themselves, what entrance do they come in on the island, and what entrance do they come out of?
Okay, so this year we changed the course a bit. It was the dreaded 10K at the end that the marathoners didn't like. When they came off the island, they would turn east towards East Moline and do a 10K and then finish. So they would come off the island, they would see, smell, feel that ambiance of the finish, but they couldn't go to the finish. They still had 6 miles to go. So we changed that. We did the 6 miles first, then they go over the I-74 bridge into Bettendorf, along the riverfront to Davenport, along the riverfront over Centennial Bridge to Rock Island, onto Arsenal Island from the Davenport gate on the west end of the island, and then they traverse the island from the west side to the east side, come off the island, and finish. So the runners will be entering Arsenal Island on the Davenport gate, the west side of the island, and they'll be coming off the island on the east gate, which is the Moline gate.
Cool. Now, I know last year you had an opportunity, or for the runners, you had an opportunity to run on top of the bridge before they demolished it or closed it down. This year, what is the route for the 5K?
So the 5K route is still flat and fast. We're not going over the I-74 bridge like we used to.
Right.
Those days are over. That's behind us. And so the 5K will start and finish downtown Moline as always, and then it'll proceed east on River Drive, go behind Western Illinois University on University Drive, through the Western Illinois campus, and then come back onto River Drive and head west and finish where they started.
Okay, now on Sunday, it's the marathon and the 5K, correct? Now, Saturday, can you talk about this 1 mile prostate cancer?
Yep. So at 10 o'clock Saturday, this coming Saturday, is the Rudy's Mile. It's a benefit for prostate cancer. And it starts at 10 o'clock. Rudy's Mile will be there Rudy's will be there providing the tacos and the Brudy's beer at the finish line. So everybody gets a nice finisher's medal there. And then at noon, right after that, is the Happy Joe's Micro Marathon, all the kids' races.
Okay, now what's the route for the 1 mile?
The 1 mile, it's just a half mile out, so it starts and finishes downtown Moline, proceeds east to 19th Street, goes by the Moline Water Plant, comes back out to River Drive and goes back and finishes where it started. So it's like we call it a popsicle loop. It's kind of an out and back, but it's got a loop at the end.
Now, is that the same course as last year?
Yep.
Okay, all right. Well, do you want to add anything to this?
Yeah. I just want to encourage people to sign up and support the event. We have 2 beneficiaries, prostate cancer, and also Shoes for Kids. We outfit hundreds of kids with brand new pair of running shoes, and we sign them up to run the races for free. And that's a good thing. So, Saturday is the Active Endeavors packet pickup and registration at the Vibrant Arena, downtown Moline. And you can register then, you can pick up your packets right then, and you can also do the pump and run right there in the arena also.
Okay, now Vibrant Arena, that's the old Tax Slayer Center. To me, it's always been the mark.
Yeah,
so,
it's, for all of us.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate the interview,
Yep,
Joe,
thank you.
and
Appreciate it, Chris.
much success in your runs, and hopefully, you'll keep it going. And,
Yeah.
I do have another question now. The volunteers that you have, they're strictly volunteers. They don't get paid. How many do you have for the marathon?
We need about 1,500 volunteers to put this on.
Okay. How do they get a hold of you to volunteer?
So on our website, there's a link to register to volunteer. And at this point, the only vacancies we have, and they're very important, are being course marshals out at the intersections, very likely in Bettendorf, on Arsenal Island, maybe in Moline. Those are the spots we have left.
Okay, well, I appreciate it, Joe, and like I said, much success in your runs, and this is Pop saying peace out.